A South Asian man in his early 30s, short black hair, light stubble, wearing a casual gray t-shirt, kneels on a kitchen floor beside a medium-sized golden brown dog with floppy ears and soft brown eyes, both facing the camera directly. Dramatic close-up, high tension in the man's worried expression. Warm kitchen lighting with a slight red warning tint in the background. Cinematic hook-style shot. Close-up of a wooden bowl filled with an assortment of seemingly harmless foods, grapes, chocolate pieces, nuts, and bread, glowing warmly under soft light with a subtle red danger glow pulsing around the bowl. Symbolic and dramatic warning visual. Shallow depth of field. The golden brown dog sniffing curiously at a scattered pile of grapes and chocolate pieces on a kitchen floor. Tense body language. Ears slightly back. Dramatic side lighting casting long shadows. Cinematic low-angle shot building suspense. Split frame visual. On the left, the South Asian man happily handing food to his dog without realizing the danger. Warm, innocent lighting. On the right, the same dog lying weakly on a veterinary exam table, pale and unwell, cold, clinical lighting. Before and after cinematic contrast shot, emphasizing hidden risk. Close-up of the South Asian man's hand hovering nervously over a plate of food, hesitating before giving a piece to the dog. Dog looking up with pleading eyes. Warm kitchen lighting. Emotional tension in the framing. Cinematic depth of field. A dramatic overhead shot of a kitchen table scattered with dangerous foods. Grapes, onions, chocolate, macadamia nuts, a cooked bone, each glowing faintly with a red warning outline. Dog sitting just out of reach staring up longingly. Cinematic top-down hook visual designed to grab attention instantly. Close-up of the South Asian man's concerned face looking directly into the camera. Eyebrows furrowed, holding his phone as if about to call a veterinarian. Dim, warm lighting. Dramatic, shallow focus. Urgent cinematic framing to emphasize the emergency stakes teased in the hook. A South Asian man in his 30s with short black hair, light stubble, wearing a casual gray t-shirt, sits at a wooden dining table eating a meal, while a medium-sized golden brown dog with floppy ears, soft brown eyes, and a shiny short coat sits beside his chair looking up with pleading eyes. Warm kitchen lighting, shallow depth of field, cinematic close-up on the dog's face. Close-up shot of the same golden brown dog's face, eyes wide and glossy, head tilted slightly, an intense pleading expression, soft window light falling across its fur, blurred kitchen background. The South Asian man smiling gently, breaking off a small piece of food from his plate and holding it out toward the dog. Warm domestic kitchen setting, soft afternoon light through a curtained window. Wide shot of a cozy South Asian home kitchen with tiled floors, a wooden dining table, and the man sitting content while the dog eats a small, safe piece of food happily off the floor. Warm golden lighting, peaceful mood. Split visual concept. On one side, a bowl of colorful, seemingly harmless food items, fruits, nuts, sweets, glowing warmly. On the other, the same bowl shown with a subtle dark shadow overlay, symbolizing hidden danger, dramatic contrast lighting, cinematic symbolic shot. Close-up of the dog's trusting eyes looking up at the man's hand, symbolizing innocence and trust. Soft focus background, warm, intimate lighting. The dog sitting beside an empty food bowl looking up expectantly. Cinematic low-angle shot, warm kitchen light, sense of anticipation and trust. Title card style visual, a dog's empty bowl on a kitchen floor with a red warning glow around certain foods scattered near it. Grapes, chocolate, garlic. Symbolic and dramatic lighting, cinematic top-down angle. A wooden bowl filled with fresh green and purple grapes on a rustic kitchen counter. Soft, natural daylight, high detail, appetizing yet ominous framing with subtle shadow. Close-up of a small pile of dark raisins spilled next to a grape bunch on a wooden table, macro photography style, warm light highlighting texture. The same South Asian dog sniffing curiously at a few grapes that rolled onto the kitchen floor. Tense atmosphere, dramatic side lighting, shallow depth of field. A distressed veterinary clinic scene, the golden brown dog lying weakly on a metal exam table, South Asian veterinarian in a white coat and stethoscope examining it with concern, bright clinical lighting, emotional cinematic framing. Close-up of veterinary IV drip attached to the dog's leg, dog looking tired and unwell, sterile clinical environment, soft blue-white lighting, emotional and somber tone. A laboratory scene with a South Asian scientist in a white coat examining grapes under a microscope, research papers and charts scattered on the table, bright clinical lighting, focused expression, symbolic of the 2021 ASPCA research discovery. Close-up of a scientific chart or document labeled with chemical structures, grapes and raisins beside it on a lab table, dramatic overhead lighting, symbolic educational visual. A festive dining table filled with hot cross buns, a golden hot cross bun basket, granola bowls, cereal bars, and fruit loaves, warm, inviting kitchen lighting, South Asian home decor in the background. The golden brown dog standing on hind legs sniffing at a fruitcake left on a low table, cinematic tension building, warm indoor lighting with shadows creeping in. Close-up of the dog's mouth gently grabbing a piece of fruitcake off a table edge, motion blur suggesting urgency, dramatic side lighting. Emergency scene, the South Asian man rushing his dog wrapped in a towel into a veterinary clinic at night, car headlights and clinic entrance glowing, urgent cinematic framing, rain-streaked window for dramatic effect. A kitchen counter with a large red no symbol overlay on a bowl of grapes and raisins, symbolic warning visual, bold contrast lighting, cinematic poster-style composition. A close-up of chopped onions, garlic cloves, leeks, and chives arranged neatly on a wooden cutting board, kitchen setting, natural daylight, high-detail macro shot. The South Asian man's hand pouring gravy over a plate of stew, steam rising, warm kitchen lighting, cinematic close-up capturing texture. A bowl of leftover curry on a stove, rich orange-brown color, steam rising, traditional South Asian kitchen with brass utensils in the background, warm ambient lighting. Close-up of a roast chicken being seasoned with garlic and onion powder, hands sprinkling spices, warm kitchen lighting, shallow depth of field. A stack of stock cubes and a bowl of stuffing on a kitchen counter, soft natural lighting, still life cinematic composition emphasizing hidden danger. Microscopic style illustrative visual showing red blood cells being damaged, symbolic medical animation style, dark red and black tones, dramatic lighting representing hemolytic anemia. The dog lying lethargically on a rug in the living room, pale gums visible as the man gently checks its mouth with a worried expression, dim, warm lighting, emotional cinematic close-up. A veterinary information poster or book page showing the British Veterinary Association logo-style design with garlic imagery and a red no safe amount warning, symbolic educational visual. Close-up comparison shot, fresh garlic bulb on one side, garlic powder in a jar on the other, dramatic lighting emphasizing contrast, kitchen counter setting. The South Asian man's hand holding a spice jar of onion powder, reading the label carefully with a concerned expression, kitchen background softly blurred. A row of chewing gum packets, sugar-free sweets, and mints laid out on a table, bright, colorful packaging, close-up product-style shot with dramatic side lighting. Close-up of a peanut butter jar label being read closely by the South Asian man's fingers, kitchen counter setting, soft natural light, focused and cautious expression. A tube of toothpaste and a bottle of mouthwash placed on a bathroom counter, clean, tiled background, soft, cool lighting, symbolic hidden danger still life shot. Medical illustration style visual, a diagram showing insulin spike and blood sugar crash in a dog's body, symbolic red and blue color coding, dramatic educational lighting. The dog collapsed weakly on the kitchen floor, eyes half closed, South Asian man kneeling beside it in panic, dim, warm lighting, emotional cinematic framing. Close-up of a Kong toy filled with peanut butter on the kitchen floor, dog looking eager nearby, warm afternoon lighting, innocent yet tense mood. The South Asian man urgently checking a handbag and coat pocket after noticing his dog sniffing around it, dim hallway lighting, tense body language, cinematic medium shot. Nighttime emergency, the man driving his car quickly with the dog lying on the back seat, car headlights and city lights blurring outside the window, dramatic motion blur, urgent tone. A plate of cooked chicken bones from a Sunday roast sitting on a dinner table, close-up macro shot, showing brittle texture, warm dining room lighting. The dog sniffing eagerly at the chicken bone plate left near the edge of the table, tense warm indoor lighting with shadow contrast. A close-up cinematic shot of a bone splintering into sharp fragments, symbolic dramatic lighting, high-detail macro photography. Veterinary clinic scene, an X-ray screen showing a bone fragment lodged inside a dog's stomach, South Asian veterinarian in a white coat and stethoscope examining it with concern, bright clinical blue lighting, emotional and somber tone. The dog undergoing emergency surgery on an operating table, veterinary staff in scrubs working carefully, bright surgical lighting, tense emotional atmosphere. A close-up of a package of safe dog chews on a pet store shelf, bright retail lighting, product-focused cinematic shot. The South Asian man handing his dog a proper-sized dog chew toy at home, dog happily chewing on a rug, warm, cozy living room lighting, positive emotional tone. A close-up shot of a chocolate bar broken into pieces on a kitchen counter, rich, dark texture, warm ambient lighting, appetizing yet ominous framing. A close-up of a biscuit with a chocolate corner missing, crumbs scattered on a plate, warm kitchen lighting, macro detail shot. A cup of hot chocolate with the last sip left at the bottom, steam rising, cozy living room setting, warm lighting. Side-by-side comparison shot, dark chocolate bar and cocoa powder on one side, white chocolate bar on the other, kitchen counter setting, natural lighting emphasizing contrast. The dog sniffing at a fallen piece of chocolate on the floor near a coffee table, tense cinematic framing, warm indoor lighting with shadows. Close-up of a coffee cup and used coffee grounds on a kitchen counter, morning light streaming in through a window, still life cinematic composition. A box of tea bags and an energy drink can placed on a table, soft, natural lighting, symbolic hidden danger still life shot. The dog trembling and panting heavily on the living room floor, South Asian man crouched beside it with a worried expression, dim, warm lighting, emotional, cinematic close-up. Close-up of the dog's rapid heartbeat symbolized through a stethoscope held by a veterinarian, clinical lighting, tense medical atmosphere. The South Asian man on the phone urgently speaking to a veterinarian, dog lying beside him on the floor, dim, warm living room lighting, worried facial expression.